Good morning, friends. Welcome back. So, how are you? How's studies going on? I think Manish Life Sciences helps you to make your studies more convenient. Actually, my channel's tagline is uh, the Manish Life Sciences providing scientific solution for the day-to-day life. So, in our day-to-day life, we are seeing a lot of organisms. So many organisms we are seeing, and we are thinking, oh, what is this? What kind? How the nature has designed it? It has so many millions of different types of organisms. So in that journey, we were studying about the different categories we have classified, the different taxonomical categories we have studied already. Now today we will study about the how this taxonomic, how the classification made easy, how we are doing the classification, what are the different agents which helps in the classification of the different living organism. So we are saying taxonomical aid. Taxonomical, just remember, taxonomy, it's a science of identification, nomenclature and classification. So how you will identify? I am Mr. X and Mr. Y and Mr. Z. Certain aids we need. Suppose my eyesight is not so good, so I am using a spec. So it is an aid for me. Like these videos we are making, so for that we need a mobile phone. So it's a aid, it's a agent which make our work easy. So coming to the taxonomical aid, as far as literal meaning is concerned, aid means agents to help, and taxonomical, it is already explained, the agents which help in the classification, identification and nomenclature of the living organisms. So what the taxonomical aids are? They are the techniques. It could be a technique, it could be a procedure, it could be stored information which will useful in the identification and classification of the living organism. So what the taxonomical aids are? They are techniques, they are procedure and they are stored information. So what are the different techniques or stored information we have? If we will categorize the entire taxonomical aids, these are the following, like herbarium is one of the technique, second one is museum, third one is botanical gardens, zoological parks, keys, etc. So herbarium and museum, this is the most common for us. Like botanical garden, zoological garden, zoo, these two you all are knowing. When we are moving, we are going to zoo, a lot of different types of living organisms are there. Some flora is also there, like plants are also there, animals are also there. So in botanical garden, they are basically for the different type of plants. They are the collection, where a place where different kind of plants are planted, they are growing and flourishing there. The zoological park, different kind of living or animals, different kind of animals, basically zoological zoo for animal. So in the zoological park, different kind of animals are there. They have been preserved in the living form. In the botanical garden also in the living form. But what about the museum and herbarium? These are our important two important keys which makes our study so convenient, and it is helping in the classification and nomenclature. So first, what is herbarium? It is nothing, it is very simple. It is a storehouse. We are saying a storehouse. This is a storehouse where that is having the collection of so many plant specimen. This herbarium is used for the plants. It is used for the plants. In herbarium, it's a storehouse where we are preserving our plant. In which form? They are dried and pressed as well as preserved on a sheet. A single sheet we can take and we can preserve on this. Like suppose any plant, we are having any plant specimen we have. Suppose this is the plant specimen. What you have to do, just collect it and wash it properly, dry it properly, and after drying, just take a book keep it inside the book and press with some high weighted, the more weighted things. Like we all are doing in our schools, like suppose some rose which we got from our favorite friend, and we want to preserve it for the longer duration. When we become older and we will say, oh, this rose was given by my one of the best friend. So what we are doing, we are keeping in the book, and after some time it get pressed and it is preserved, it doesn't spoil. So the same technique we are using to make herbarium seeds. We are taking a herbarium seed. It's that is a piece of paper. It is little bit thicker, and on that what we are doing, suppose that that collected plant which was pressed in the in between the two books, basically we are keeping in the paper. So it is pressed. When it get dry, we will paste it on the herbarium seed, and just following informations we will write, like when it was collected, on which date, place of collection, English name, the name in English, the local name, and their botanical name along with the family description. These minimum, these and the collector's name, these information should be there. So what the herbarium is? Herbarium seed is actually, we will say, because herbarium is the collection. A single herbarium seed contain the dried, pressed and preserved plant specimen, which seed also should have certain information, like on which date it was collected, from where it was collected, and what is their local English and botanical name, and who has collected. Like suppose we are getting some plant like mango. I'm taking one example because mango is the most common. Like in the different regions, it is known with a different name. So of course some local name will be there which is known for that particular area. The English name should be there and their botanical name. So if I got any new type of plant, I'll write these all informations. Botanical name, it may be possible if it is new, we don't know. So I want to send it for the further study. So I'll press it, I'll go through these all processes, like collect the plant, I'll dry it, press it and preserve with just laminate with the paper you can say that parafilm or with the plastic, just laminate it. After lamination it will be preserved, and these information I'll keep. And suppose I wanted to, so I have some herbarium, next time I'll show you, or otherwise you can prepare and you can sow and just you can send me in my comment box, or you can say mail it to me. My mail is already mentioned in my channel. So you can say you can show that these are the herbariums. Next time I'll show you also. So herbarium is one of the taxonomical agent with the help of which I can study. Okay, now suppose we are going to study one of the plant that is called as terrace. Everyone is knowing what is terrace, yeah? How it appears. Brinjal plant. Did you see brinjal plant, children? No, sir. What are the characteristics? It is difficult. So what we will do, or in science laboratories we have. Okay, children. This is the seed. This is the specimen of a plant, which is these are the characters, and based on that character we are saying, okay, this is the brinjal plant or mango plant or whatever. So herbarium is a storehouse of it's a stored form of collected, preserved, pressed plant specimen. The seed on which we are pasting it is called as herbarium seed. Next is the important of taxonomical aid is museum. Museum specimen also. Museum is what? It is a collection of plant and animals stored in a protective solution. As for example, we are using for animals, animal specimens, to preserve the animal specimen, we are using formalin. It's a chemical. So these all are kept in a jar. You might have seen in your biology lab, schools or college biology lab. There they are keeping the different organisms like starfish, frog, prawn, different types of snakes, octopus. All these organisms, and this museum specimen is generally set up in educational institution like schools, college, or even like in medical colleges also, if we want to see how the 1 month fetus appear, 2 month fetus appear. So we got that sample and we are keeping in a jar and storing in the solution, that is formalin solution. What the formalin solution? It is actually the 40% solution of formaldehyde. It's a very good preservative, and this formalin is very good fungicide also. So it prevents from the spoilage of our specimen, whether it is plant or animal. But preferably we are using to store the animal specimen. So museum is this one, and the jar in which we are keeping, that is called as museum specimen jar, and this specimen is called as museum specimen. So museum is a collection of a different type of materials, with different types of specimen like plant and animals in a jar. The specimens, they are preserved, the plant and animals in a jar with protective solution. So this is called museum specimen or museum. The store is museum and that particular specimen is the museum specimen. Next one is the botanical garden, already explained, you all are knowing. Zoological parks, you all are knowing. Next one is a taxonomical key. So what are the different aids we have? Herbarium, museum, botanical garden, zoological garden. Now some keys are there, like key factors are there. How you will identify these organisms belongs to which category, which kingdom, which phylum, which class, which order. So there are certain keys. The keys can be divided into 3 groups: dichotomous key, polyclave key, and probability. So this dichotomous is the most famous and most convenient for the study. Like how we are doing, we are categorizing, we are asking the question like the choices for the quick identification, and since it is a dichotomous key, so here in the dichotomous key we will have the 2 choices, choices. We have the 2 choices, right? Like suppose I am an animal or plant, what the category should be there? Is it having chlorophyll? No. Is it having chlorophyll? Yes. Chlorophyll having specimen will categorize into plant, not having animals. Okay, next category. Now coming to the animal. Animal, whether it have backbone or not? No. So non-chordata. It is having backbone? Yes, chordata. Like this we can classify. Suppose going to the plants. Okay, what type of venation is there? Reticulate or parallel? Parallel. Keep it in the monocotyledonous group. What we are saying, reticulate venation, it will be kept in the dicot plant. So you can see here we are asking one question and having 2 choices only. That's why it is called as dichotomous. Di means 2 and cotomous means forked. It is 2 forked. We are trying to classify the organisms based on the 2 choices only. Very simple. Like plants, what type of seed is there? 1 seed or 2 seed? 2 seed. So dicot. 1 seed seed coat is 1 cotyledon is only. So 1 monocotyledonous. Venation is there. What type of venation? Parallel. Parallel or reticulate? So parallel. Parallel will be categorized into different, like monocotyledonous. That reticulate venation. So we made we have given one parameter with 2 choices. Parameter is venation. Choice is that parallel or reticulate. Choice is 1, like it have backbone or not? Yes or no. Yes, then one category. No, then other category. So that is called a dichotomous key. So other are like polyclave and probability. These are the different. In poly one, it is clear from the name. In poly, we will take lot of so many parameters we will study, but the most convenient is the dichotomous key. So today we have studied about the taxonomical aids. So just summarize it. Taxonomical aids. What are the different taxonomical aids? First, what is taxonomical aid? These are the procedure, technique, or the processes, or the processes with the help of which we are able to classify and identify the living organism. Okay, What are the different taxonomical aids? Like herbarium, it is a collection house of plant specimens. The plant specimens are collected, dried, pressed and preserved on a sheet. And the name of collector, the date of collection, the local name, English name and biological name along with the family is written on that. Next one is the museum. Museum, it's a collection of different plant and animals. They are kept in a solution, preserved in a solution, that is called as museum specimen, and that house is called museum, and this is set up in generally educational institution. Apart from that, botanical garden, where a place where in the herbarium and museum we kept the things in dead condition, but in botanical zoological garden we can have the plants and animals in living condition. Next one is the different taxonomical key. So key is simple, it's a key to quick the choices to make a quick assess. Like dichotomous key is the most famous key. We are asking one question, two questions, we are asking questions in one parameter and giving two choices only. Again I am repeating, the dichotomous key, we are asking a question giving two choices only, like what whether it have a cell wall or not, no, then plant. Cell wall, then animal cell. Plant, it is having cell wall, animal plant cell. Okay, chloroplast is present or not, yes, so plant cell. Chloroplast is absent, animal cell. So you can see we are asking one question with giving the two choices only. That's why it is known as taxonomical, that it is known as dichotomous key. So we have completed the taxonomical 8. In the next class we will study about the binomial nomenclature. After that we will study about the detailed classification. So thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe my channel. If you like my way of teaching, please like it. If you don't like, no problem, you can dislike. But don't forget to press the bell icon so that when I will make the new videos, you will get the notification first. Thank you.